Ready? My great-grandmother became sick.
What was her name?
Yosele.
How is she related?
She was the she was the grandmother of my grandfather or something like this. Anyhow, they decided to bring the doctor to check her out. So the doctor came in, and she remembers him when he was a little boy. So she called him Yosele. She had a bag. He carried his stuff, to check her out. Yosele, what do you have there in this bag? So he said, I am a doctor, came here to help you. So she said to him, do you have a few years in this bag? No, he said, this I don't have. If you don't have, you cannot help me. She was joking in the last minute before she was dying. And then he came and he checked her out and he did everything he can do. So she said, I want to say goodbye to my kids. So she called everybody and blessed everybody. And then she made the last blessing, closed her eyes, and this is the way she passed away. Not too many people.
Didn't she call everybody in to say goodbye?
Yeah, that's what I said. I just said
and
it.
She said that she said the prayers.
And the prayers with everybody, and she blessed everybody. And when she finished, she said she wants to lay down and relax. She closed her eyes and she never get up. And then everybody in town was talking about her. She was a tzaddikas, and she was so smart, and she lived until the last minute, and her conscience complete. This is, I remember the story, but and she was living with one of her sons, the youngest son, in this little town, Ushche. So most of the people in that town were related. She had a lot of kids. So my grandfather had brothers and sisters, and she lived with the youngest one. So we used to go there to celebrate Passover together with my grandparents. But when the wagon came in, and she was living on the corner of the road, so we used to stop on the corner. The first thing to say hello to Grandma, and we say hello, and then we continue to my grandfather's house. And my grandfather had, I don't know, a number of brothers and sisters, and my grandmother had this little town had maybe 500 Jews living there. So most of them were related. So we came a few days before Passover. I used to go with the kids to play. We used to go to a rich lady, but she had a lot of properties, and she used to give all the kids a bag of nuts for Passover. So we used to go there to her house, and she would give us the nuts, and then we spent the Passover with my grandparents all around the table. And this was a town which didn't have electricity. They had only gasoline lamps. But we had, everything was prepared, and everything was nice. And this is how we spent the Passover on the table.